Welcome back to the channel. I'm Brinton Gundersen, and we're going to talk about the 2020 end of year review for Dragan. And we're going to do this in a couple of sections, but I've got a lot to cover, so I'm going to keep my notes here handy. First, we're going to talk about why we started Dragan. So it was very similar to why I started streetboarding 24 years ago. I started to get serious about it after I understood what it could offer me to the other sports. I was snowboarding back then, and of course I wanted to be a pro rider. So a way to train in the summer for my sport that I loved. One thing that kept me initially interested was how hard it was. It was a little bit difficult. It took time to learn, and I appreciated that. You know, it was hard to move just a few feet. And back then we used to play some fun games, tag and actually soccer, and some things like that on the old wiggly boards. So thinking back, those were great times. And unfortunately, in that period when you're learning, it's so much fun to see the accomplishment and what you can do. So really, it all sparked a lifelong passion for me in streetboarding. So it's very similar to why we wanted to start Dragan. It's not because it's easy, it's really because it's difficult. So we started Dragan to build boards the right way. The sport and the people who ride and who haven't ridden do deserve a board that can help them ride better. Dragan is really two companies in one. One of them is a factory and the other is a sales company that both act like a software company. It acts like a software company because we have high iterations and small but quick changes that happen daily and weekly. We didn't have experience in a production factory. We had shop experience and prototyping experience, but we didn't have production run experience. However, just-in-time manufacturing was not something we had done before, and it had a steep learning curve. But we were willing to learn the hard way. So we got our hands dirty and got into it. It came with mistakes, lost product, and lots of long work nights. But in the end, we're very proud of it. Dragan is an international team of extremely talented and driven people with a unifying passion for streetboarding. Streetboarding is different to each of us. However, it drives us all to be better. This first year had many challenges, but the team together got through them. So I want to talk about the team and what puts us together. And first of all, I want to thank everybody that works with Dragan. So first, Christine, my wife and the co-owner of Dragan. Christine wears more hats than anyone would ever want to wear. The question is, what can't she do? Christine is in the shop. She's building boards, doing accounting, and all the operation elements for the company. She really is Wonder Woman. So it's gratifying to see her pull a board off the shelf that's been completed, and really she looks it over, you know, for any mistakes, and either she's really proud of it or, you know, she's got to critique every little detail. So Jay Nauman, the VP of Sales and Marketing, he was the first guy that I went to when we wanted to start this company. And what I love about Jay is his creativity and forward thinking. He's always thinking of what the end state of the rider experience will be. His drive to make the sport better is apparent with his 20 years plus of dedication. And Jay helped form core ideas like changing graphics rapidly and the software-like mentality in the company. So next, Steph. He's our head of engineering, and Steph's problem-solving skills are unmatched. He likes to challenge the standard and drive past it. He makes us better. With every design and every change, he's really looking to improve the product and make a better ride. So he's looking for our foundational purpose, and I really appreciate when Steph pins me on the wall for something we need to change. So thank you, Steph. Sergi Nicholas, he's our social content and team manager. And of course, world champion, I don't know how many times, a couple of dozen? I don't know. But Sergi offers streetboarding a consistency that's unmatched. He shows up day after day producing content and just pulling through for the company and the sport of streetboarding as well. We've seen Sergi in the sport since he was about 13. So I really appreciate Sergi's effort in the sport, as well as I want to congratulate Sergi on his new baby this year. So good job, Sergi. So next, Simon. This guy is just amazing. His skill in the park, and also he's a design extraordinaire. He is really more in tune with the board than anyone that I've ever talked to. He knows the minute details that make the difference between a good board and a bad board. And his ability to communicate that and get those over to us to help us improve the boards is fantastic. I appreciate every conversation that I've had with Simon. And thank you, Simon, for all your hard work and what you put into the board. Thanks again. So next, I wanted to talk about what Dragan makes. And Dragan builds handcrafted street boards in Ogden, Utah. And these are designed and produced to help you ride better. We intake rock hard Canadian maple veneers and we glue up and press those boards in-house. So all processes, or as much as possible, is handled in-house. After they are cured for a few days on the cure rack, we apply a snowboard graphic, a snowboard-like top sheet and base and fiberglass, and they re-enter a custom build set of presses to apply those graphics to the boards. To finish that off, we run them through the wood factory and assemble them on site and deliver them to you. Our next product, we custom built and designed trucks that are 3D printed here on site. We have a small 3D print farm. We are printing 24 hours a day to keep up with demand. It's pretty grueling, and we have selected filaments and plastics that can stand up to streetboarder demand. This is coupled with a design that considers and understands the strengths and weaknesses of 3D printing. So you have to think about 3D printing a little bit differently when talking about parts like this. So we had to make some changes to the design specifically for the trucks. There was a very sharp learning curve in 3D printing, many nights and days of pain learning the process of printing. But the end product is the NGT truck that is printed with carbon fiber infused nylon. It takes about 12 hours to produce. It's then cleaned up. We remove the byproduct, and then we press a hardened steel axle. That hardened steel axle we thread and cut ourselves in-house, and then we send that out to a tempering and heat treating plant, and then we apply them to the trucks. And then the final step, we weld small tabs onto the axle after they've been pushed into the casing. That keeps them from spinning. Our newest product is a Streetboard specific tow hook. This is to help old riders and new riders cruise, a little more cruising, and it's a great product, fun product. It holds your feet very comfortably, holds them in the right position when you're first learning, so it helps new riders get into the sport. We're very excited to expand our mindset and view outside of just the streetboarding product set. So this is our first product outside of that initial streetboard view. This did take 7 iterations, but what's great about this product is we were able to design, test, and turn this around in 2 weeks. So we did have 7 versions of this to hit the final version. Each version was a bit better, and finally with our 7th version, aesthetically it was cleaned up, and we're able to produce a product-ready, market-ready product. So next I wanted to talk about 2020 challenges specifically. So everyone, has had the COVID challenges this year, and some of the things that in particular affected us were shipping times and delivery times of our raw materials. So this sometimes would affect delivery dates of our end product. Additionally, finding a good balance of school, work, and life balance with kids out of school, it made it really difficult. I know there was a lot of people that struggled with this, and we were included, and we just have one kid that's out of school, but it was a tough year, I think, for everybody in this aspect. Utah did see some unique challenges this year. We had a couple of natural phenomenons that were a little bit different. So on top of COVID, we did experience a 5.7 Richter scale earthquake back in June. This was 2 weeks after our first release and affected the state tremendously. A lot of fear came out of that. The additional rush of buying products in the stores kind of was compounded by this earthquake. There were hundreds of aftershocks as well, and this did bring the state of Utah down in production, as well as Dragan. It did push us back a few days for production. In September, we experienced in Utah hurricane force winds up to 100 miles an hour. This put 200,000 homes and businesses out of power for up to a week. Most businesses and schools were closed for at least 3 days. The storm caused massive infrastructure and tree damage throughout the state. Dragan was closed for 3 days during this time, and this was also at the same time when our 3D printing farm was coming online. This made it particularly tough on the NGT truck release. We had other challenges like employee turnover, machine failure, illness and recovery. All in all, it was a pretty tough year. So I want to talk about our list of accomplishments. We surpassed our 100th board production mark about a month ago. We have released 5 boards in 7 months. We reintroduced a plastic truck to help simulate more of a snowboard style feel, that of slides and grinds. We produced tow hooks to help new and old riders enjoy the sport more. We had 3 artist collaborations that were all a total success. So thank you, Matt. Thank you, Juan. Thank you, Mads. We opened a distribution center in the UK to fulfill orders for European riders more quickly. And we opened a distribution center in Chile for the same reasons. So a special thank you to Dudu and Tanke down in Chile. One big accomplishment in 2020 was the Gunder Labs factory. So we are able to watch our production very, very closely and impact the final product immediately. This is one of the main reasons I believe for our success. We've got a high iteration model, and it's starting to pay off and starting to show the signs of success. One of the biggest successes of 2020 is the assembly of the team. The Dragan team is exceptional, and without the tireless work of the team, none of this would be possible. So looking ahead to 2021, we are currently offering 3 boards: the Shadow, the Charlie, and we have a few of the After Darks left. We are well stocked moving into 2021, and our release schedule that we have planned is jam-packed, so get ready. We will continue with our just-in-time manufacturing and short-run release. This is to give everyone a better variety of graphics and boards. We will also be pushing to expand outside of the streetboarding view. We have seen a tremendous interest from snowboarders, wakeboarders, flowboarders, skiing, surfing, just so many other sports, and we really are excited to see new blood within the sport. And we really think that people are looking for something new, something that is fun and a challenge, that can be a workout and that can help them ride better at their sport. Even if their sport isn't streetboarding, if it's snowboarding, if it's something else, but help them ride better at their sport. This year, you can expect more technology, automation, and research and design from Dragan. This is something that streetboarding has never quite seen. So Dragan has added a CNC machine to the shop. It's actually just right behind you there. This will help us increase capacity and reduce costs. But really what's exciting about it is the possibilities for research and design for us. With this machinery, we'll be able to produce products that we've never been able to create. So really excited about the CNC machine. And we will keep pushing streetboarding one small change at a time. So in closing, I wanted to show our gratitude to all of our supporters. It's been a fantastic year to reconnect with so many of my friendships and people around the world. But this was a tough year and it's behind us, and we are thankful for 2020. It really has made us stronger. We are so fortunate, and we want to thank everyone again. We really appreciate it. Personally, I want to thank my wife and my family. I want to thank my friends that have shown up in the shop to help when we have a big push for an order. I really appreciate it. And I've had many long calls to bounce ideas off of friends, how I'm going to fix a problem or how something will work. And so I appreciate all the long conversations that we've had over the last year. And last, I want to thank the Dragan team. It's been a tremendous amount of work, a tremendous amount of effort from everyone involved. I really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. There's no way to explain it. But really, if we missed any single person from the team, we would not have the success that we do today. So thank you guys. Thank you, everybody. And that's it. I think we're ready for 2021. So, all right. I'll catch you next time. Thanks again. See ya.